Boston, the Celtics and Indiana Pacers will play the first of what could be as many as 9 games over the next 4 weeks on Friday night. Not only are the two head-to-head matchups over the next 8 days likely to decide who emerges with the No. 4 seed in the Eastern Conference, but, regardless of how exactly that shakes down, these two teams will almost certainly be pitted against each other in the opening round. Celtics coach Brad Stevens said his focus is on his team, but he's gotten a steady stream of intel on Indiana all season long. His phone buzz is often with friends back home in his native Indianapolis telling him how much they love this year's Pacers. "I follow the Pacers as close as I follow any team in the league because my friends do," said Stevens before dryly adding, "They'll all be rooting against us, so they're real good friends. I really appreciate them all." More Celtics, as Hayward goes, so go the Celtics. Turning more serious, Stevens, who wore no. 31 in high school because of Reggie Miller, knows well why his buddies have embraced this year's Pacers squad. "This is a team that Indiana would love," said Stevens. "That's what I appreciate about them." One of the themes you'll hear ad nauseum the next few weeks is how the 2018-19 Pacers could be the 2017-18 Celtics. Most everyone expected Indiana to fade from the top of the East after Victor Oladipo's season-ending knee injury in late January, but 2 months later, the Pacers are still clinging to the 4th spot and the possibility of hosting a first-round matchup. A year ago, the Celtics lost Kyrie Irving to a Baki knee, and combined with the season-long absence of Gordon Hayward, many assumed Boston wouldn't have the firepower, or star power, to stick around in the postseason. The Celtics' young corp, including Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Terry Rozier, all ratcheted up their play, while Al Horford was the glue that held everything together, and Boston was 6 minutes away from a trip to the NBA Finals. Could the Pacers follow that blueprint this year? I think the similarity is, after Oladipo went out, they don't make excuses, they just find the next guy who steps into the way they want to play, and they play with incredible aggression and toughness, said Stevens. "They are different from us from the standpoint of the way that they play is different. Obviously, they play two bigs a lot. They're physical and tough at every position, and it doesn't ever stop for 48 minutes. One of the biggest differences, however, between last season's Celtics squad and this season's Pacers team is how the teams finished the regular season. After Irving underwent the first of 2 knee procedures last year, the Celtics ripped off an encouraging 6-game winning streak that included a 4-game sweep of teams out west. It gave Boston and its young core a jolt of confidence, and the Celtics used the momentum to surge to the doorstep of the finals. More sees Grossbeck fully confident in Stevens. The Pacers? They rebounded from an initial 4-game losing streak following Oladipo's injury by ripping off 8 wins in 9 tries, helping Indiana keep Boston at arm's length in recent weeks. Now, Indiana has hit a speed bump, in part because of a brutal late-season schedule. The Pacers have lost 5 of their past 6, including all 4 games on a recent West Coast trip. Since March 1st, the Pacers are 4-8 and own a net rating of -3.1 in that span. That Indiana has hit this rough patch and Boston hasn't been able to make up much ground lately tells you all you need to know about the Celtics' play in the same stretch. Still, Boston is 7-6 in March with a net rating that's slightly in the positive, +0.7, which ranks 15th in the NBA since the start of March. The East is far tougher this season than what Boston saw last year. The Pacers don't have an experienced playoff veteran such as Al Horford to guide the younger core the way Boston did. Repeating what the Celtics did last year is simply a tall task for any team. Even as the road team in a potential matchup, the Celtics would be favored in a series against Indiana, according to ESPN's Basketball Power Index. Regardless, Boston is going to need to play better than it's displayed recently, and it needs to show a mental toughness that it's lacked for much of the season. The Celtics can set a tone for this matchup on Friday night. Obviously, Oladipo is a great player and he tremendously helps that team out. But those guys play hard, and each and every last one of those guys can do wonders, and especially if they get going and feel comfortable," said Celtics guard Marcus Smart. "Even though Victor's not there, we've still got to play as if he was, because all those guys are capable of going on runs." More Celtics. Ainge weighs in on Kyrie's jab at Stevens. "We've got to take it as the playoffs have started for us. It's a playoff team, and it's a possible team we might play. So, for us to come out and really build some momentum against them before the playoffs starts, who knows if we may match up with them. But if we do, we're ready, and we built up that momentum against them early." Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the Celtics easily on your device.